I don't agree with him, Mr. President, and I want you to address this in your June 12, 2025 democracy speech. Please address it. When you travel outside the country, you know how much Nigerians have been humiliated because of what is happening from Aso Rock, Mr. President. Gumi, that was deported by the Saudi Arabian government. They didn't allow him to perform his pilgrimage, and it goes to show that the world is watching. They may not say anything, but when the time comes, they would act. Idris Abdulkarim went further to explain this in his song, where he titled Ojoro INEC.
Why you they use judiciary to suppress us? Ojoro, 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 we don't trust INEC at all. Ojoro, 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 20.
Idris Abdulkarim is crazy. I know that you are a true Democrat, that you prove him wrong. Nigerians are saying you prove Idris Abdulkarim wrong. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the Nigerian people. And God bless us all. Those of you who know me too well, you know that lately I've been doing my own video my own way, showing how I am a living miracle. But today's video is specifically to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ahead of his 2025 June 12 Democracy Day speech. Dear Mr. President, your boy is greeting you. Happy democracy. Happy 2025 June 12 Democracy Day. But I am here, to help you to understand how you would prepare your speech ahead of time, so that your speech would align and reflect with the current yearnings of the people, especially as it pertains to democracy, which you, Mr. President, according to history, fought dearly for. You were on exile simply because you were fighting the judiciary, the military, following the June 12 annulment. So we are thanking you. Nigerians said I should thank you, for fighting the military and sending them back to the barracks. But this was since 1993, and this is 2026, and Nigerians are not finding it funny anymore. They asked me to remind you what June 12 stands for. June 12 was recognized and is still recognized as the freest and fairest election season in Nigeria, where before the end of the election, the opponent of MKO Abiola had already put a call across and congratulated him. You and Nadeko fought squarely to see that Abiola was declared president, but the military at the time overpowered you. But we want to thank you. Nigerians are saying thank you for that sacrifice. At this point, Nigerian people are asking you to please make a speech that would really show that you have reflected deeply about our democracy, to know if our democracy has been growing or dying, and whether you are interested in making sure that our democracy grows. It is important, Mr. President, to also include in your speech your efforts towards strengthening the rule of law, which is sacrosanct. It is non-negotiable as far as a country like Nigeria would exist. Rule of law, Mr. President, is the supremacy of the law. In simple terms, it says nobody is above the law. Mr. President, The Nigerian people are yearning to see how you have demonstrated that nobody is above the law in your speech on June 12, 2025. Mr. President, Nigerian people ask me to tell you to recognize the role of President Yaradua, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and President Muhammadu Buhari in strengthening our electoral system. They asked me to say to you to acknowledge how Yaradua admitted that the election that brought him to power is flawed, and he would do everything possible to strengthen the electoral system and grant INEC the true independence that they deserve. Mr. President, they are saying that you should acknowledge that late President Yaradua was making all efforts as promised before death took him away from us. Mr. President, they want me to also remind you to declare a 1 minute at least silence to acknowledge the death of this hero, President Musa Yaradua, as far as our democracy is concerned. Mr. President, Nigerian people also want you to acknowledge the role of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in continuing the legacy of President Yaradua in strengthening our democracy. They are asking me to tell you that in your speech, you would thank Goodluck Ebele Jonathan for not just showing political will to strengthen our democracy, but also complying to the rule of law, which says that majority of the votes will determine who is the leader. And he called Buhari, even while the election was still going on, to congratulate him. So Nigerians are saying to you, acknowledge the role, the statesmanship that President Goodluck Jonathan demonstrated in 2015. Mr. President, your immediate predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, took it a little bit further to allow for electronic transmission of votes. Mr. President, that is another show of statesmanship, and we would like you to acknowledge the role of of President Muhammadu Buhari in this regard. After acknowledging them, Nigerian people are asking you to take it further. The efforts which these heroes have put, because they don't want their labors to be in vain, and they want you to demonstrate that you are a true Democrat by taking the steps which they have put further. Mr. President, Nigerian people are asking you to declare on June 12, 2025 a marching order, to the National Assembly to begin immediately in implementing the proposed or looking into the proposed amendment of the electoral law, which, according to Nigerian people, would address so many electoral malfeasance and tighten every loophole as much as possible that would allow for electoral malpractices, including sanctions for violations or non-compliance. Mr. President, Nigerian people are telling you that once you commence this, they would lobby and they would write your name in the history book as another president who is not playing games with the yearnings of the Nigerian people. They would acknowledge you as somebody who doesn't mean sweep them clean by encouraging a one-party state country, but sweeping them clean with integrity, with credibility, with competence, with the delivery of the dividends of democracy. Nigerian people are saying that the amendments, the proposed amendments, if implemented, will save our judiciary, will save the sacredness of the Nigerian judiciary. We send Nigerian judges to where they belong. They will put them in their rightful place so that they would be able to discharge their primary duty, which is to look at real legal issues and not meddling in our politics. Mr. President, Nigerian people are saying to you that you should acknowledge or, put this in your June 12th speech, that you are making all concerted effort to take the judiciary out of the political arena, because that is not where they belong to. Some Nigerian people say that they don't trust you anymore, that you have betrayed their trust in several ways. But I personally still have belief that you may not know how you have done that, but you are ready to retrace your step. And they are asking you to to prove to them that you are worthy of their trust by complying and listening, adhering to the yearnings of these Nigerian people towards strengthening our democratic system, and in this particular instance, the electoral system. I don't like Idris Abdulkarim, Mr. President. Do you know why? He is crazy. And now he has come up to accuse you of hijacking the electoral system. In case you don't know, you haven't heard his latest song. Hold on, I'm gonna play it to you.
If the president is sure that he is not emasculating INEC, then let him immediately sanction 1. Electronic voting, 2. Diasporan voting, 3. That only PVC and not ID card be used for voting, 4. INEC should start the registration of new political parties immediately, because that is how true democracy works. 5. Make INEC truly independent and not an errand-running agency for the presidency. 6. Ensure that the results are announced on the spot at all polling unit and collation center, eliminating ballot boxes, snatching, etc. 7. Support the call for Electoral Offences Commission to prosecute all election rigging and other electoral crimes. Finally, if the president is truly fighting corruption, why hasn't Senator Akpabio electoral mandate be withdrawn, since the professor that rigged him into power has been convicted and jailed for severe election malpractices? Thank you.
I don't agree with him, Mr. President, and I want you to address this in your June 12, 2025 democracy speech. Please address it, because we need to be marketing our country. We should stop the marketing our country, and we need to stop the marketing our country not only by words but by action. So we want to see your action plan towards the 2027 election. Mr. President, your good work will speak for you. Don't worry about everything that is happening. Keep doing it, keep doing your good work and announcing to the people, marketing yourself more properly. Do not be on the vanguard of dictatorship or rigging. Mr. President, Nigerians have already concluded that you are the master rigger. And they are not happy about that. And let me tell you, Mr. President, the international community is also watching. They are watching. They are watching. Okay? When you travel outside the country, you know how much Nigerians have been humiliated because of what is happening from Aso Rock, Mr. President. Mr. President, one instance is Sheikh Gumi, that was deported by the Saudi Arabian government. They didn't allow him to perform his pilgrimage, and it goes to show that the world is watching. They may not say anything, but when the time comes, they would act. Mr. President, I want you to project Nigeria on a very great light. Forget about everything. Do the needful. If you do the needful, you may win the election. But if you keep showing from your body language, from your action, that you're not ready for election or for free, fair, and credible election, Nigerians are not happy with that, and are not taking it lightly at all. So his song, Idris Abdulkarim went further to explain this in his song, where he titled Ojoro INEC.
INEC, they work for APC. If not lie, why you go legalize voting without PVC? If not lie, why you don't want register political parties? If not lie, why you don't want use electronic vote? If not lie, why you dey use judiciary to suppress us? Ojoro, 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 we don't trust INEC at all. Ojoro, 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 2020.
Idris Abdulkarim is crazy. I know that you are a true Democrat, that you prove him wrong. Nigerians are saying you prove Idris Abdulkarim wrong. Yes, prove him wrong. Because, Mr. President, there is a timeline for any electoral law amendments. There is a timeline for that, and they don't want anybody to use delay practice, you know what I mean, to forestall or frustrate these yearnings of the Nigerian people. Okay, so that is all I have for you, Mr. President. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the Nigerian people, and God bless us all.